Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy, and I'm excited to have you here joining me for your November Zodiac reading, in which we're going to connect to a member of your spiritual team. But before we get started with all that, really quickly, I would ask if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you would consider doing so. The YouTube formula, it is real, and the hardest thing is subscribers. So by subscribing, you'd really help me a lot. Turn the notifications off, and do this for anybody you watch. Turning the notifications off, this way your phone doesn't blow up. My personal YouTube, I subscribe now to everybody, and I just turn the notifications off. Also, leave a thumbs up if you like a video or you get any kind of value out of it. Leave a positive comment, even if it's just an emoji. Share the video. That allows it to move up so it gets out there for more people who haven't discovered the channel yet. Okay? Now, for those that watch, you guys are normally this sits kind of in the background. I always get attracted to a crystal before a reading that kind of sets the tone a little bit, and there's usually a reason why I'm drawn to a specific crystal. This time I went in and chose Celestite. Celestite is great for, the main reason I use it, has lots of benefits, but connecting with angels, spirit guides, higher beings. I even have my my meditation room gridded, meaning that I've put a crystal in the four corners, and it's a small one. Like these, I do sell these on my store, which is yournaturalhealer.com. And they vary in sizes, but I mean, just look how beautiful these are. Aren't they gorgeous? So I have these in the four corners of my meditation room, to draw in my guides and things like that when I'm doing all kinds of meditative work. Another good thing that's cool about Celestite is that if somebody has a baby or even a small child, to place this in their room. Now, obviously, you'd want to place it in a place where they can't, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the tripod there, that they can't get to it because, these are small, so they can be a choke-in hazard. But what it does is it calls in all the angels and guardian angel and all the things like that to watch over the baby, like when they're sleeping or napping or a child while they're playing in their room or what have you. But just stunning. And it's prettier in person. Oops, didn't mean to get my finger in there. Okay, enough of that. I could go on and talk about crystals forever. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 5 cards, and I'll go over the cards as we discuss them. Now, please understand, I am connected to Sagittarius energy right now, but I can't connect to every person who is a Sagittarius on the face of this earth, right? So with that being said, this is a general reading. It may not resonate. Now, if it doesn't resonate, please don't get discouraged. Don't say this stuff is fake. Don't leave nasty comments and things like that, because it may not resonate. There's 2 things you can do. Come back and watch this at a later time. This reading I do 3 times a year, every 4 months, so I will not do it again until March. This may not resonate with you until January of 2024. So, you can come back at that time. Or you can even sign up for a personal reading. Go to yournaturalhealer.com and go to the services tab. Products is where all the crystals and sage and things are. Services is Reiki, birth chart analysis. I've got all kind of planet reports and, like I said, Reiki and tarot and things like that. Now, if the reading resonates, what I want you to do is I want you to take your right hand and place it on your heart. Take a deep breath in and say to yourself, yes, I claim this reading for myself. Okay? And when you do that, what it does is it basically affirms to the universe that you accept this, you accept the good or the bad, and you know that you know what you need to work on or what to do to move forward. Okay? All right, I'll get these straightened in a second. All right, I think Yes, that looks much better. All right, so the first card I'm going to draw, Sagittarius, is going to give me some information about what kind of being we're dealing with, or maybe their characteristic. Remember, you have a whole legion working for you. You have your guardian angel, who is the CEO of your spiritual team. You have angel guides, animal guides, galactic guides, light beings, scribes, elementals, the archangels, the ascended masters, just a whole legion. Okay, so while we might not know a name or specifically what type of being it is, we'll be able to tell a characteristic of what you're dealing with. Okay, so Sagittarius, the Knight of Wands, very interesting. Sagittarius, y'all know you're a fire sign, and wand is the element of fire. Okay. Knights are usually very proactive, kind of on the go. And that's what this guy is. This guy is fearless. He's brave. He's very confident. And so it's almost, I think this is a guy that probably helps you with your confidence in many ways, whether it's, allowing your confidence to get you through situations, to be brave, or confidence within speaking. I just know that this guide is about confidence. Okay? And I'm kind of hearing in my head ego. So I'm going to be curious when we get going in the reading with this guide. I think you're Sagittarius. You don't need a whole heck of a lot of help with your confidence. So I'm thinking I'm not going to say I'm thinking. I don't sugarcoat my readings. It is what it is. I'm just going to say it. I have a feeling your ego needs to be put in check a little bit. So let's see what the cards say, but that's what I'm getting from this. I'm hearing ego, 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 but not quite in a happy tone, okay? Excuse me. All right, so let's talk about a message that this guide wants to get to you right now at this point that you're watching this, okay? And your message is, sorry, I don't mean to chuckle, Queen of Swords in reverse. Oh, Sagittarius. My husband's a Sagittarius, so I get it. Sorry. All the talking from all the readings, I'm really starting to lose my voice. Okay, Sagittarius. This guy over here, I think it's definitely, he's definitely an angel being. Prideful is what I'm getting. I kept saying ego. I think it's more prideful, which stems from an ego. You don't forgive. And you definitely don't forget. I'm always telling everybody, you got to forgive to move on. And that is so true. Forgiving doesn't mean you have to forget what somebody did to you or it makes what they did okay. But forgiveness is part of life and we need to move on. When we forgive somebody, what we're saying is, you're not getting any more of my energy. This situation, whatever it is, I forgive you and I'm done. And that's it. You don't think about it anymore. You let any fear of resentment or hate or whatever. But dude, it's almost like your guy over here, if this is you, and I don't mean this literally, but you take your stick and you just beat people down with it. So like if you're in an argument and you're losing the argument, sorry, I gotta adjust that a little bit. And you lose that argument, I definitely feel that you are the type that will take something from 5-10 years ago and throw it back in the person's face, even though it's been resolved or forgotten about. Because the thing is, you don't really resolve nothing. You might let it go, but you don't truly let it go. You shove it down. And your guide is saying, this has got to stop. You're not learning from the past. You're not learning your karmic lessons. And this has come on not just in this lifetime, but there's crap that's followed you from prior lifetimes into this one. Excuse me. And I know not everybody believes in past lives, and that's fine. I'm not here to push my beliefs on anybody. But I'm just telling you what I see. This is stuff, you've done this in a past life and you're doing it in this life, and you have got to stop. And whatever it is right now in your current space that you're really festering about, you need to let it go, Sagittarius. I have a guided meditation on this channel under the playlist, Guided Meditations. It's called Throwing Stones, letting go of things that no longer serve you well. You need to watch that, I think, a lot. Okay? You need to let go. I think that also, I think some of the things could be petty things. I think if somebody cuts you off in traffic, you're probably wanting to follow them for the next 25 miles. But I think there's some deep-seated things too. And if that is the case, then you would also benefit from my pink energy guided meditation. That's going to heal some trauma and grief. But you've got to start taking the steps and letting things go, because I'm telling you right now, this stuff you keep shoving down, you might think you just shove it down, whatever. It's going to explode. And if it doesn't explode verbally, it's going to explode physically. Things like cancer, various disease and illness, okay? You need to forgive and move on, okay? You have always two choices. You can forgive and let a person out of your life, or you forgive and you keep them in your life and you move on. But once it's closed, it's done. You can't be digging up stuff that was resolved from 5 years ago. That's not fair. And if you're letting people in traffic get you all spooled up, I think that maybe you could benefit from some anger management courses. If you want some crystal therapy, I have lots of crystals that deal with anger issues. Meditation would work wonders if you're not meditating. That, yoga, getting yourself centered. Reiki, you would benefit from some Reiki sessions. I think that you would probably need monthly sessions to keep your energy in check. And we all should have monthly Reiki sessions. It's no different than, going to the chiropractor monthly to get an adjustment. Our energy needs it too. But I'm telling you, Sagittarius, this not forgiving people and bringing up past stuff, come on, you're better than that. You're better than that. So like I said, you may want to reach out. There's nothing wrong with therapy. Go and get in therapy, or go to, like I said, an anger management support group or something to that effect. You need to do something to work on this. If you can't do it by yourself through meditation, yoga, and Reiki and crystal healing, then you need to go get some professional help. Okay? And there's no shame in that. Seriously. And I didn't mean to sound like I'm on a soapbox or I'm yelling at you or anything. It's just they're saying you got to stop this. It is not fair. And it's like, when you argue with somebody, it's like the night guy. You got to take your stick and go and stab them because you got to be the victor. No. I hope we don't see the Five of Swords, because that's what that's all about, winning at any cost. But all right, let's look at a message that this particular guide he's been, or they, I should say, I don't know if it's a male or a female, they've been trying to send you messages. It's been through your dreams, through synchronicities, through signs and symbols. And you've either seen it and not know what you're looking at, or you've seen it and you're just like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so the messages, and this is them shaking you, going, Sagittarius, pay attention. Of course. So it's the Five of Cups. Go figure a five. Five deals, I just said Five of Swords. I must have known a five was coming. Fives deal with chaos and fighting and just, it's not a good card. And Cups is emotions. And when the cards are in reverse, sorry, I keep hitting the tripod. When cards are in reverse, it can have several meanings. It can have the opposite meaning. It can mean that it's whatever in the upright position is just being turned up. And that's what's happening here. You focus on the negative. Seriously, you always focus on the negative. Sagittarius, why do you let things that you have no control over bother you? Why? You know, if somebody cuts you off in traffic, you have no control over that. As long as you did not get into an accident and you cause no one else to get into an accident, well, then that karma is gonna come back to them. But I'm telling you right now that this is not good. You are, you may be wondering why maybe you're having some health issues, or maybe why it feels like everything in your life is always wrong, and 80% of the time maybe you're grumpy or miserable. It's because you don't let go of the negative. That's all you focus on. And you seriously need to stop that. Because if you look at this picture, this guy, he's looking at these cups that have spilled over. There's liquid on the ground. He's not going to get the liquid back in the cups. They're knocked over. It's done. But because he's so focused on this, he's not seeing the good that's behind him. There's 2 upright cups probably filled with wine or whatever your beverage of choice is. But because he's being too stubborn and it's almost a sympathy thing. It's a pity party. Oh, look at me, boo hoo hoo hoo. But at the same time, it's ego and it's pride. Nobody in this face of this earth, no human is perfect. People make mistakes. People are going to do you wrong. And it's not you saying, oh, well, I cut them off, or I know where they're coming from. That doesn't make you wiser. That doesn't make you better. We're all equal. But what it does is, if you're somebody that can say, I let go, and that's not, and when, I'm trying to come from your perspective a little bit. When you forgive people or let things go, that's not letting people walk all over you or letting people win. This isn't about winning or losing. It's about your life and your happiness. And if you're constantly focusing on what people do wrong, what people have said wrong, what people have done to you, somebody cutting you off in traffic, that's not personal. They don't know you're in the car. They don't even know who you are. But yet you're going to let them ruin the rest of your day, probably knowing you with your stick that you're going to keep poking at it. You're going to be upset about them for the next 2 months. Why? You have beautiful things in your life, Sagittarius. Turn around. Turn around, please. This is what they're telling you. You're going to miss out on some wonderful stuff because you're too focused on the negative. And I'm sorry, this reading, I know I did a reading, it was maybe 2 months ago, and somebody emailed me because I used the word violence. Well, you know what? First of all, freedom of speech, First Amendment. And secondly, I don't sugarcoat my readings. And I'm telling you what I get. If it doesn't resonate, then no. But if you're getting triggered, apparently something's resonating with you. And I hope this really is not resonating with you, because this is not a great reading. But I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it for you. You got a beautiful life, Sagittarius. Beautiful things, beautiful opportunities, beautiful future. But you're too focused on all the negative Stop. You got to make the choice. Do you want this life or do you want this life? That's only your choice, and you're the only one that can make that. But if you continue with this bad energy in your life is only going to continue to grow. It's going to snowball effect and get bigger and bigger. And as I said, it will manifest in disease. It will. And you're going to lose out on a lot of beautiful things in your life as well. And it's going to carry forward in the next life. And all this negativity and poking the stick, that's all I keep thinking of now. Poking the stick constantly and bringing up things that are done and over with and rehashing them. You're putting bad stuff out. And when you put bad stuff out, it comes to you back threefold. Make the choice, Sagittarius. You want this, you don't want that. Turn around. I know you're a wonderful soul. You wouldn't have gotten this card because even though this is a crappy card, it has something beautiful in it. You just need to turn around. Whew. All right, sorry. And again, excuse me, counseling and therapy, there is nothing wrong with that. You can even they have them online now where you don't even go in person. I'm assuming it's like a Zoom call. It could even be just a phone call, where you don't even have to give your real name. Because I know, a lot of insurances, I don't know, I guess it would depend on your insurance, but there's a lot of insurances that don't cover that. But you know what? You would definitely benefit, but man, turn around. Make the choice to let go. Focus on the positive in your life. Okay. I think you got the point. All right, let's talk about how you can connect better with your spiritual team. This guide and any other member of your spiritual team. Excuse me. And you got the death card. Now, don't freak out. Death card is not a bad card. Death is about change. Everybody always thinks, but why I always say this isn't a bad card because it deals with transition. You are not able to really connect with your guides. You're not listening to them. You're not connecting because you are so full of anger. I really, really think you need to do some meditation. If you want to do yoga as well, and I say this, I'm always going to say meditation because that's what I do. Yoga will help you. And I really think some counseling or like I said, an anger support group to have somebody to talk to about this. You have a lot of anger pent up in you. And that anger is not allowing you to transition from this space into, you see in the card where you got the gold, and gold is all about abundance and good things. You're not going to be able to transition as long as you have that anger in you. And that anger is coming from all this crap over here. So your guides, as much as they want to help you, you've got to help yourself first. You have to take the first step. You see, the horse is taking a step. You got to take the first step. And once you do that, and once you come from a place, from your heart space, working towards your highest good, you are going to be able to call on your angels to help you. Excuse me, through whatever it is that you're going through in the future. Let the past be in the past, okay? All right, let's talk about your spiritual path moving forward. And you got the Page of Pentacles. Back to the basics. like I said, you're not connecting because of the fact that you have all this anger pent up in with you. So, you're blaming the world and bad luck or blah, 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 like the grumpy old man kind of syndrome. So I guarantee you I bet your solar plexus, if I did a chakra assessment on you, I bet your solar plexus is overactive. Your root chakra is probably, I would say, most likely overactive as well. Sacral chakra, that could go either way. Heart chakra is definitely blocked. And I would also, I think I said, or I thought, I'll just say it. Your crown chakra is definitely blocked. And that's coming from this anger stuff. So get back to the basics. And what do I mean by that? Meditating. Now that I'm talking about your spiritual path now, not going counseling and all that. As far as your spiritual path, meditation. Get back to meditating if you're not already doing so. If you're doing so, make sure you're doing it from your heart space and you're not just, I don't want to say that on YouTube and get banned or anything. You're basically like pencil whipping it. You're just going through the motions. It's not sincere. So make sure that you're being sincere. Get out in nature. Go meditate outside. And don't even focus on anything. Just sitting there and breathing in the air and feeling the sun on your skin. If there's a breeze, feeling that on your skin. Listening to the animals or the sounds, even if you live in a busy city. Get outside. Reconnect with the earth. Kick your darn shoes off. Take the socks off and stand in the grass or the dirt and ground yourself. That's called earthing. That is one of the best ways to transfer energy. All negative energy will come out through your feet. It will be absorbed by Mother Earth. She'll do her thing to transmute it. And at the same time, you'll pull in positive energy up through your feet and through your body. Okay? But definitely get back to nature. As I said, counseling, Reiki, you'd benefit from a lot of different things, okay? But I don't want to say this is like not that bad. I don't want you to take it with that context. As long as you make the decision to turn around, let the past go, learn to forgive, and I mean really forgive. Learn to forgive. Learn to let go of things you cannot control. You're going to see wonders. You really will. And I want that for you, and I know you want that for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. If you need a Reiki session, if you want to do distantly, we can do that. I never even need to see your face. I would just have, we would email maybe a couple times. You have to sign a consent form. But other than that, I don't need to see your face to do distance Reiki. If you wanted to use crystals, shoot me an email. I'd be more than happy to tell you some crystals to use. We can even just set up a consultation. It doesn't even have to be by phone. I do 1 hour consultations. I think my rates, and I'd have to look, excuse me. It's $35 for an hour, and we can consult about a plan of attack, crystals, different things that you can do. So, if that's something you're interested, reach out to me. You can hit me up at tammy@yournaturalhealer.com. That's my email. But Sagittarius, you're a wonderful soul. You're not a mean person. You're not disgruntled. You might be right now, but deep down, you're not disgruntled. You've just gotten off this path and you just need to get back on it. You just need to turn yourself around. And once you turn yourself around, then we won't even see None of this. Okay? All right, Sagittarius, thank you for joining me this month. I hope to see you at one of the weekly readings. With that being said, go live your best life, but do it the natural way. Namaste.